Hello everyone, Storygamer here and welcome back to Assassin's Creed 2. Today we're gonna do some bonus objectives like some of these catacombs. We have a mark right here. So let's do the Assassin 2. Nothing to see here.
Di Grazia, stay away from the artwork on the walls. And when your men paint the dome, take care not to disturb any of the sacred relics in the lanterna on top. They are the most important artifacts in our church.
Yes, Padre. Just make sure to pay us the full sum for our work.
Hello. A way up. Il Duomo's secret. Explore Basilica Santa Maria del Fiore and find the assassin seal hidden within.
Bene. Now I have a way back up in case I fall.
Whoa. No. Up. No! This was awesome. Two seals. So what should we do now? Now we're gonna do the race.
I'm the best racer in this distretto. They say you're pretty good. I say prove it.
Sure, dude. San Marcos Scuttle. I'm the fastest thief in the city. You think you can beat my best time? Come on. Don't linger.
Next week's public mass with the cardinal will have to be cancelled due to a small outbreak of plague. Pray for his recovery.
Down below with the rat.
Get down!
Almost made it. Bingo. So now we're gonna go to Tuscany and see if there's any extra things there. And there is a tomb here, so let's do that right away. And here it is. Torre Grossa secret. Infiltrate Torre Grossa and find the assassin seal within, hidden within. Oh, that's how I get up.
Let you not get up. There! I want him covered.
Okay. So where's the way up? Is it this way? Oh, up there, alright.
That one.
There! You will not get away!
There he is! Get him!
Something about that cloak. Let you! Damn! Cut him off! Not you!
Oh, that's a tower, alright.
What are you there?
Hurry for you! Ha! Nice try!
Do I have to go up? Yeah. And here we are. Three out of 6. 3 down, 3 to go. Okay. Now we're gonna go back to Monterey, Germany and deliver all the things I've got to earn more money. Wait, there's a catacomb here? Okay, we're gonna do that fast before we do anything else. Paying respects. Explore the auditory family crypt. Venice 1296 69. Wait, no, 96. I was raised in a small house by the Venetian lagoon, within a sight of the rough foam-capped waves of the sea. When I was barely old enough to walk, I became a sailor, navigating the Atlantic first as an apprentice and then while carrying cargo for my father, patron, Messer Marco Polo. It was a good life. Oh, okay. Ashore. One day while ashore in the harbour looking for work, I fell in love. She was barely 20, but when I looked into her eyes, the whole world was reflected back, clearer and brighter than the sun. After that, I still went to sea, but my heart remained on land with the girl who had become my wife and our young son. Birthright. One afternoon that summer, Mr. Polo called me into his study. My father was already there, beside an older man, dressed in a strange hooded cape, watching us. At that moment everything about my life changed. My father told me that he was an assassin. Removing his ring, he showed me a strange marking on his finger, explaining that our family came from an ancient order that protected and defended mankind. He paused, and then, when I didn't speak, Mr. Polo stepped forward. He told me that the stranger in the hood would teach me, and in return I would carry him across the Mediterranean to Spain. And so began my apprenticeship with Dante Alighieri, one that was to destroy every bit of happiness I would ever have. Come on. Oh, there's a timer. Okay. Made it. A mentor. In preparation for our voyage, Mr. Alighieri met with me repeatedly. At first our meetings were about purchasing supplies, but soon they became about higher things, about life, love, honor and justice. He taught me that society was set up in such a way as to control its members, to stop us from thinking, from seeing. Soon I could look past all the laws and illusions. I understood that mankind was being used by its rulers, that we, the people, deserved freedom. It was then that Dante began showing me pages from a book that Messer Polo had brought back from the palace of the great Genghis Khan. The manuscript, the codex, was about our order, the assassins. Whoa. So what should I do? Alright, up there. Oh, bugger. Oh, I can restart. Nice. Secret area. Wait, I guess that was... Oh, I was not supposed to go that way. Bugger. Oh well, let's try that again. An unexpected farewell. Our planned voyage never took place. While returning to Ravenna to pick up the remainder of his belongings, Dante died. Dismayed at the loss of my mentor, I went to inform my father and Messer Polo of the sad news. Before I could even speak, I was ushered into the study, and my father, his face white, locked the door behind me. Shocked, I listened in silence as he spoke. Dante intended to take the Codex to Spain, where it would be safe, but he was being watched. The enemy of the assassins, the Knights Templar, still existed. I recalled the stories he had told me of the Templars, and it all became clear. Dante had been murdered. The Templars knew about the Codex, and they knew about us. Shaking, my father told me to take the Codex and leave for Spain at once with my wife and child. As Messer Polo ushered me out the door, he handed me a small piece of paper with a number on it. With this number I could draw on his credit, more ducats than I had ever seen in my life at any bank in Italy. Well now. Come on. That was a close one. At sea, we set sail that night. The ship filled with cargo to sell in the markets at Barcelona. At first all was well. Then, to avoid a coming storm, we laid anchor in the Otranto harbour. Cloaked in darkness, the pirates came. I didn't see them until they were already boarding my ship. I hid with my family in the hold. Pulling out the Codex, I ran the worn leather cover through my hands. Then I broke the spine. The pages slid silently onto the floor. I scattered them into the chests, boxes, and containers I was carrying to market. The men who found us were drunk. I could smell it on their breath. When they asked for the Codex, I knew who had sent them. Holding back my rage, I said that I had thrown it overboard. They started to laugh. Two held me down, still grinning, while the rest cut off my wife's clothes. She begged for mercy until her voice gave out. Once they were done, they threw her into the sea. They took my cargo and sunk my ship and left me adrift, clinging to a piece of railing. I made it to the beach with my son. My wife's body washed up on shore the next morning with the tide. Damn. No! A new name. I never saw the sea again. Making my way to Florence, I rented a small room and then visited the bank. I'd memorized Polo's account number. With the vast sum I now had at my disposal, I went to Venice in disguise to find my father. I returned to Florence the next day. Both Polo and my father were already dead. From that moment forward, I collected treatises on architecture, studied the classics, and took vocal lessons. I adopted the name Auditore, impersonating a noble at the Florentine court. Accepted as one of their own, I took on the trappings of nobility and constructed this villa for me and my son. And then I hunted them. I raised my son to fight, to find the Codex, and to kill the Templars. Together we would regain the honor of my wife and avenge the death of my father. Two debts that could never be repaid. To the auditore that reads this, me, remember that you are not a nobleman. You are not one of the deceivers. You are one of the people. Avenge us. I sure will. Rest in peace. Or as he would say, requiescat in pace. Right then, now we can deliver the seals. Yeah, let's collect the money and place the seals. Who do we have? Do we have his? No, we don't. Yes, we do. Halfway there. Good. Well, I'm gonna leave this episode here. We haven't really done any story progress this episode, but we did a lot of tomb raiding, and we got a lot to learn about Ezio's great-great-grandfather's history. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys in the next episode. Story Gamer out.